Let's talk about Alassian's situation. Alassian's situation is worrying for him, right? I think Flamengo will end up having to loan the player. We can see that Alassian really is. Yeah. He didn't travel due to a coach's decision, right? That's information, and actually it was Vene Casagrande who reported it as well, but we can see it even from the press conference, from what Leonardo Jardim said in the press conference, the disappointment we noticed from the coach during the press conference. The fans were also very upset with Alassian's performance in the match against Vasco, okay? So, by decision of coach Leonardo Jardim, Alassian was not included in Flamengo's squad list for the match against Independiente Medellin, right? For the Copa Libertadores, the players have just boarded now. We will also follow the images from Coluna do Fla posted on social media. We're bringing everything here for you. The coach's choice was based on the players' recent performance, especially in the derby against Vasco. Jardim gave a negative assessment of the player's performance, highlighting daily factors and the attitude shown on the field as decisive for leaving him out of the team. It's worth noting that Alassian was also left out for a while after those problems, right? He also had some problems at Flamengo during Felipe Luis's time, after doing really well at the Club World Cup, scoring that goal against Chelsea. He later in the season also had some problems and was even left out of the squad. He got another chance, right? He was getting another opportunity now, and apparently the situation got worse. So the tendency, guys, is that Flamengo, after losing the deal to Red Bull, the deal fell through over disagreements about the fee and payment terms. Although they agreed on 10 million euros, Red Bull Bragantino couldn't pay up front and needed installments. Flamengo didn't accept it, and today the impression is that Flamengo missed out on a great deal. Looking at what's happening, and right now there's no prospect of recovery. Can it recover? We can never say never. At this moment, we don't see any prospects. So, the only alternative left for Flamengo right now is either to try to sell him, try to recover the deal, try to redo the deal for lower amounts, or loan the player out like they did with Mateus Gonçalves, who ended up increasing his value when he was loaned to Red Bull Bragantino. Today, I see this situation with Alassian as very concerning. It's hard to know what to do. With a player who would have been sold for a considerable amount, 10 million euros is a lot of money. We're talking about 50 million reais, and now you might have to loan the player out to solve this situation. Share your thoughts. So let's take this opportunity to bring Flamengo's squad list for the Libertadores match, and we'll also show Flamengo's departure with footage from Coluna do Fla in partnership with the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. Flamengo's squad list is as follows, and we also have some important news for you regarding Lucas Paquetá. It's important for us to talk about this. Arrascaeta, the player, is recovering from a fracture in his right clavicle and is following the established treatment plan. Flamengo's medical department says he won't be included in Flamengo's squad again until after the World Cup, and it's still uncertain if he'll be able to attend the World Cup. Let's bring up the squad. Take a look. Alexandro, Andrew, Ayrton Lucas, Bruno Henrique, Carrascal, Danilo de la Cruz, Diogo Alves, Emerson Royal, Everton, Cebolinha, Everton Araújo, Guilhermo Varela, Jorginho, Luiz Araújo, Léo Ortiz, Léo Pereira, Luiz Felipe, Pedro, Plata, Rossi, Samuel Lino, Saul, and Vitória. All right? Eric Pulgar wasn't included in the squad even though he trained. Look, Flamengo says that the midfielder is doing exercises on the field with physical therapy and also with the fitness staff. As for Lucas Paquetá, in the last few days, he started doing on-field work with the physical therapists. Wonderful news! But our information is that Lucas Paquetá still probably won't be included in the squad for the match against Grêmio this weekend, okay? Flamengo is heading to Porto Alegre after Medellin. They're about to train and are boarding now. You'll see them board. Flamengo is flying to Medellin. They'll train at Atlético Nacional's field tomorrow, then go straight back to Porto Alegre, train twice at Inter's training center, play against Grêmio, and Lucas Paquetá probably won't be included. Just like Eric Pulgar, I believe he'll only be back next week. Will Lucas Paquetá return before the World Cup? Yes, he'll be back, play some games, and still go to the World Cup. So Lucas Paquetá is there. He's already with the physiotherapy team, already on the field, training on the field, getting ready on the field. Everything suggests that Lucas Paquetá will be available for Flamengo for the last games before the World Cup break. But unfortunately, still in the Libertadores and also in the Brasileirão against Grêmio, Lucas Paquetá is out, just like Eric Pulgar, even though he's on the field. Pulgar might join the group there in Porto Alegre. It's difficult, but he might join the group. And Arrascaeta, guys, will only play for Flamengo after the Cup. It could be the World Cup with the Uruguay national team, but for Flamengo, only after the Cup. So, we followed Flamengo's arrival, Flamengo's boarding at the Rio airport, Flamengo heading to Medellin. If Flamengo wins this game, they're already on track, already moving towards qualification with 10 points. It doesn't guarantee first place, but it puts them on the path to qualification. And then Flamengo has to win. We have one of the other two games to kind of, if it's against Estudiantes, for example, that would already secure first place. But we want Flamengo to secure, God willing, first place overall with 16 points. It's still possible. Flamengo, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the few, or maybe the only one that can still reach 16 points in the first stage of the Libertadores. And then they would play all the games up to the semifinals, playing the deciding leg at home. Look, guys, I have some very important information to share with you. It's a done deal. Everything's settled. Case closed. That's it. It's over. Flamengo has reached an agreement with Libra, okay? We're going to talk about that now.
The traditional red and black bus, that's the one that brings Flamengo's players. Jose Abuto and coach Leonardo Jardim are also always on this red and black bus. So, in a little while, the Flamengo players will start coming down and arriving here at the airport at the Salão Nobre at Galeão Airport. The first one to get off is Schinner, the first Flamengo soccer player. He's always the first to get off the bus. You can also see here the movement of the security staff and Flamengo's security team. They're asking us to move back a little bit just so we can be in the right spot here. Thanks. Jose Abuto, Flamengo's football director, is another one getting off the bus. Getting off over there on the windy side, Flamengo set up a barricade here, some fencing at Galeão Airport. Defender Danilo, hero of Flamengo's 4th Libertadores championship, is the first to get off, and he got off smiling. Followed by defender Leo Pereira. There is coach Leonardo Jardim talking with Schinner. He went to greet Rodrigo Paiva, Flamengo's head of communications. Getting off the bus here as well, the defender Leo Diz. Another Flamengo player getting off and boarding the bus here, already heading to Salão Nobre, the defender Vitão. It's hot in Rio de Janeiro, yet the players arrive wearing jackets and pants. Next, goalkeeper Andreu heading to another match with Flamengo Internacional. Jorginho, the experienced Jorginho, for another match. The young Luis Felipe is listed for another Flamengo match. This time, it's for the Libertadores. Emerson Royal, another player coming down here now, followed by Everton Cebolinha. Ayrton Lucas is also part of this group of athletes coming down here. The Flamengo delegation, a Colombia. Left back Lixano as well. Getting off the bus and heading towards the Salão Nobre at Galeão. Players moving through as well. The staff over there is providing security for the athletes. Coaching staff as well. Leonardo Jardim getting off. Gonzalo Plata is another player leaving the bus, followed by the Uruguayan De La Cruz midfielder. He is ready for another match. Flamengo, this time in the Libertadores. The activity is still going on here. Flamengo security staff moving around. Members of the medical department and Leonardo Jardim's coaching staff. He's also still getting off the bus over there. There are still some players who haven't passed by here on our live stream yet. Colombo from Flamengo is waiting for all the players listed for this match against Independiente Medellin to get off and move around. The match is on Thursday. In Colombia, Sonic is another player getting off here. The bus then heads towards the Salão Nobre. Galeão, the other Flamengo that's scheduled to leave at 3:30 in the afternoon. Guilherme Varela, right back and available for another match. Greeting Mr. Pinheiro there, Flamengo's head of security. And that's how the Luca Negro delegation is boarding here, heading to Colombia. Match against Independiente Medellin for the fourth round of the group stage of the Copa Libertadores.
That settles it. Deal done. Agreement with Libra. Flamengo has made a decision about broadcasting revenue. Flamengo released a very important official statement. Flamengo reaching an agreement with Libra. Okay? The Libra clubs and Clube de Regatas do Flamengo reached an agreement this weekend that ends the disagreement over the distribution of revenue related to ratings, which represents 30% of the total fixed compensation established in the contract with Globo for the broadcasting rights of the games until 2029. A balance was found between what the new board of Flamengo had been requesting since taking over the club in January 2025 and what some of the Libra clubs considered to be their preferred model. Everyone's effort to reach the solution was fundamental, except for Leila Pereira and Palmeiras, who are already complaining, saying they're going to leave Libra. They're upset, lost the tug of war, lost the battle. Libra won because Palmeiras, they think they're always right, but they can't beat Flamengo. Flamengo wins, Libra wins, and everyone who agreed and everyone who is together in this decision wins. She had to sign there, but she can leave and play alone. Didn't you talk about going it alone? Then go it alone, Leila. Tá? Flamengo and other Libra clubs are now focusing on the next steps to create the National League, on reinforcing the value of their assets and on the vision of strengthening, advancing, and improving the Brazilian football ecosystem, together with the CBF and the FFU clubs, to have a single league in Brazilian football, right? So this decision is extremely important. It's important that they reach this agreement, and if Leila isn't happy, that's her problem. It's her problem. If she wants to leave, let her leave. Go create your own league. Join the FFU or play alone. You know you can't. We know you can't. That was all nonsense. This story that she was going to play alone, all nonsense, okay? So, hey, cry, Leila, cry in bed where it's warmer. Flamengo and Libra won. It wasn't Libra that lost. No, Flamengo and Libra won, okay? The trouble that Leila was causing, stirring things up, trying to turn everyone against Flamengo, when in reality they were against themselves. The main reason the club's money got held up wasn't Flamengo, it was her. She was the one who insisted and turned everyone against Flamengo. They realized that, and now everything's sorted out, and she can go screw herself if she wants. With her club, which isn't even hers, right? They say she's actually a Vasco fan and wants to go to Vasco. So that's it. That's how it is. That's it. So Leila Pereira, worry about Palmeiras. Aren't you the president of Palmeiras? So take care of Palmeiras, okay? Forget about Flamengo. Stop talking about Flamengo. Every day you talk about Flamengo, about BAP, just stop, okay? If you want to leave, if you want to play alone, then go ahead. But you really can't. We know you can't. That's it. And look, Pedro is playing really well. World Cup, I have no doubt he's going to the World Cup. He'll go with Neymar, despite everything they're doing. Man, look, all this that we're seeing here, for me, all this that we're seeing here, okay? It's because of Neymar's political choice. The guy is being treated unfairly. This is all because he chose a side, okay? And it's polarized. They're attacking the guy. Brazil's only true star player may not be in top shape and makes mistakes, but he's still their only star. They want to remove him from the World Cup over his political views. Will you complain about politics during election time after the World Cup? For me, Neymar, Pedro, and Paquetá must go to the World Cup. Paquetá will recover and needs to go, and Arrasca too. Hello, Mr. Bielsa. Let's take Arrascaeta to the World Cup, right? Even if he can only play in the second or third game, take him too. He deserves it. Pedro is playing really well, okay? He has already surpassed in 2026 the number of goals he scored in the entire 2025 season.
Pedro superou 2025 em maio.
But it's okay. He was out for a long time. All right, right? Up to now, he has played 26 games, 19 as a starter with 16 goals and 4 assists. And with Felipe, he didn't play much, right? That's 20 direct goal involvements, averaging 1 every 84 minutes. In other words, he has more goal involvements than games played. That's more than 1 goal contribution per game, whether it's a goal or an assist. That's monstrous, okay? Besides that, He has a 60% conversion rate on big chances. In other words, every big chance he gets, he has a 60% chance of scoring, of turning it into a goal. Overall, that's 63 shots with 31 of them on target. Torcedor, fans, I have to tell you, you Flamengo supporter really value the striker you have. Pedro is really good at soccer. And I can see if he stays at Flamengo until the end of his career, him also getting a bust. Just like Arrascaeta and Leo Pereira, these players have a chance to get a bust if they stay at Flamengo until the end of their careers. Like Bruno Henrique, they're clearly going to finish their careers there. He's going to end his career in 2027 at Flamengo. That's why he's being honored by BAP. That's it. That's the reality. That's it. Please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video. Thanks for your company. Red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Big hug. Thanks. I'm out.